Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, man? Welcome into a jam-packed show. You hear that music. You hear it. You know what it is. College football season is right around the corner. We're only 12 days away. I'm gonna go ahead and make it 11 because this day almost over with. We're gonna break it all down right here. I got my man Buck Thomas in the house. ACC, Pac-12, Big 12, and tomorrow SEC and Big 10. We're gonna do it. You know how we do it. You know what this is. It's the hottest sports podcast in the South. It's the best damn sports podcast, period. You already know, man. Yes, sir. You know what it is. College football extravaganza. You already know what time it is. This is Sentell, the hottest sports podcast in the South, the best damn sportscast, period. You know who I am, the sensational Sentell Wideman. I am joined by my man Tony Buck Thomas is in the house.
Oh yes, always, cuz. Always a pleasure being here.
Man, what is up, man? It's football. I'm jacked today, man. I am
season.
Jacked, man. I am pumped up, man. I get to talk football. I've been hiding these emotions in for months because of the summer. I don't like to get too excited and start talking about it too early before it actually gets here. But, man, we can start talking about it because it's right there. It's right here in front of our faces. Only 12 days away, like I just stated before. Basically 11 now. But we here. We're going to talk ACC. We're going to talk Pac-12. We're going to talk Big 12. Man, we're going to do it all right here on the best damn sports podcast, period. You know what it is. Sentell. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. You know, I just...
Yeah, I know, man.
Baby.
You know, I got all
Only I came.
You know, I
talk football.
You know,
football. You know, Forte is NFL, but I could do the college thing too.
Hey, man, I'm glad you're here, man. You had to call you last year, the emergency. I had to get you to fill in, man. Had some things fall through, but man, we're glad you're here, man. Hey, man, we just gonna start like this, man. Hey, if you at home, call in. You see the number at the bottom of the screen. You can comment right here. I'm looking right here at your comments. You can comment. Man, we finna talk it all, man. Pac-12, Big 12, ACC. We're going to get into all that. Schedules, players. We're going to pick division winners. And, hey, hey, I got some. I'm helping you out. Look at the stream. I help you out. We focusing on, look at the schedules in the right-hand corner. So before you make your predictions, you can look at those schedules right there, right above my guest co-host's head. You can see the schedule before you make your prediction. Because if you call me after the season started and tell me, oh, I knew so-and-so would do this, it's invalid. You got to make a prediction right now. You can't make it after the fact. So there's your schedule. This is what we're focusing on. You see it, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, Pac-12. But we focus on the three on your right-hand corner of your screen today. We're gonna start with the Pac-12. A lot of people are picking Washington in the Big 12 North. They seem to be the media darlings. Actually, the media they did actually pick Washington to come out of the Pac-12. So not surprising they picked Stanford to be second. But thoughts about Washington? Jake Browning is back. Couple really good running backs. They returned like 8 players on defense. So his thoughts on Washington? Yeah,
that's the Husky. They're giving this a slight edge because of the experience at quarterback and Jake Browning in a defense that was in the top 10, nationally last year. So that's one of the biggest things about the Pac-12 is how their defense, going to play because lately the Pac-12 they're pushing out quarterbacks. And that's what they're doing now. And so now Huskies, defense is really solid. And then when they do go up against Washington, I think this year is at Husky Stadium.
See, it's in Washington. So that's the edge I'm giving. That's the edge I'm giving as well.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, so Washington returning 7 offensive players, 8 on defense. No Vita Vea, who was a dominant defensive player last year for him, the high draft pick. But they returned the whole secondary. So Washington should be really good. And we're focusing more on the North right now. We'll get to the South in just a minute because I think it's just a 2-team race in the North. I think Oregon may get in there, but they got a new coach, Mario Cristobal, with the target left. So they got Herbert. Herbert is really good. A lot of people are high on that guy at quarterback. So it'd be interesting to see how Oregon looks. Any thoughts on Oregon? Or you just focus on Washington and Stanford like most people are in the Big 12 North? I mean the Pac-12 North.
See, one thing about it, Stanford, Stanford also, they got Stanford looking at second, but Stanford also have to take a trip to Oregon. So that's true. So they'll be playing at home. One big thing about college football, home cooking is
I'm big on that
a lot because of the rapid fans, and
momentum.
And so we'll see. Like I said, Oregon with a new head coach. See how things go. See the transition from Willie Taggart coming there 1 year, then Bolden out. So it has been a lot of transition for those players.
Absolutely. Washington State loses Luke Falk, so I just Oregon could get into the deal like you say because Stanford has to I believe have to go to Oregon if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Stanford they plays at Oregon. They also play at USC. So that's a big
Stanford's schedule is a whole lot tougher. Yeah. Stanford.
Notre Dame is not in the Pac-12, but they do play Notre Dame on the road also. So
but that's part of your schedule. You can be beat up, and they have a tough stretch. I can't remember exactly how that stretch went to, but they play some tough teams like back to back. They get USC. They get Oregon.
Well, they got USC at home. I said on the road, but they play USC at home.
They do. They at home.
Then they go to Oregon and Notre Dame.
So I mean, I'm looking at this schedule. And again, slight edge. Last year, Stanford beat Washington. Stanford was at home. Washington. And so I mean, Stanford went to the big Pac-12 championship. They lost ultimately to USC, and we'll get to the South in just a second.
So we'll see because they got Bryce Love touted as
he's
Heisman hopeful.
Outstanding.
So so he's looking on pretty well. So and Stanford always have solid squad.
I'm a huge fan of Bryce Love. He may be the best player in the country, but something that kind of swayed me away from Stanford is they lost. They only got 3 returning starters on defense.
Yeah.
So that really, really probably hurt them and having to travel to Washington. So I think their schedule just a little more tougher.
Yeah. But and one thing they do have Chris Peterson coming back. You got to think about it. If the first game of the season, if Notre Dame opening against Auburn, if they can beat Auburn.
Michigan. You mean Washington opening against Oregon?
Yeah,
Washington. I'm sorry.
Against Oregon. Washington opened against Auburn. And so, and if they can win that game, getting into the national championship playoff is very, very capable.
I think that is a huge
that's
game.
Focus on it. And then Peterson, he won at Boise State. He's a great head coach, and since he's been in Washington, they really, really have put together a real good team.
I mean, I like Washington a lot, man. I like Chris Peterson, like you say, man. You start getting him better athletes. He's recruiting better than what he had at Boise State, but he's always been a great essence and old coaches. You can kind of see it with Washington because they've turned that thing around since he's been there. They went to playoff 2 years ago, and a lot of people are picking them to go to the playoff this year. So with that being said, I think I know where you're leaning for your pick for the Pac-12 North.
Talk about some of the biggest games, because like I said, Stanford at Washington, November the 3rd.
Yes.
And usually the winner of that game that represented the division in the conference championship each of the last 3 years. So that's key. And then you got USC at Stanford. So they'll play, and I'm looking at so in the North, you got USC at Stanford. So that's one of the big things how USC is going to play. So I'm leaning toward Washington because of the experience and the depth they had coming back, and also with the coach Peterson.
I agree with you. I tried to talk myself into Stanford, but losing those 8 defensive starters, I mean, and I know it's a lot of rotation guys, so you could say, okay, he might be a starter, but when you just say I have to turn in 3 stars on defense, I don't like that. And then having to go up against Oregon and Washington, that's going to be a tough deal with a defense like that because Oregon can put up some points. They're going to score some points. So, I like Washington where I give them the edge because of the home game against Stanford.
Washington, like I said, Washington defense,
style.
So
they gave us 16 points a game last year.
Yeah.
So they're a top 10. I mean, they're a top 10 defense. They've been a top 10 defense for the last couple of years. So they've been really, really solid. So going over to the South, this is wide open to me. I look at this division. It's like the ACC Coastal.
Yeah.
This is a wide open division. I sat here for days trying to figure out who do I want to pick in this division because I'm looking at the South. You got USC, you got Arizona State, you got Arizona, you got UCLA, you got Utah, and Colorado.
Utah. That's what I'm saying. You got Utah that's playing well. Then you got UCLA, you know, and that's when Cali's system, you know, Chip Cali's coming back at UCLA, you know, so, you know, can Chip Cali get that system back in place and make a push, you know, for that. But UCLA, you know, it may be a couple years away, but that's one thing you got to focus on with them.
I look at it, this division, I'm looking at this division, and, you know, there's 3 new head coaches. I mean, you got Herm Edwards is back out of
Arizona State.
Out of the mothballs. Herm Edwards, who hasn't coached anything in 9 or 10 years. Obviously, Chip Kelly, we mentioned. And then Kevin Sutherland is at Arizona, replacing Rich Rodriguez. And that leads me to where I'm leaning on my pick for the Pac-12 South. It's amazing that things catch on because I've been listening to talk radio shows, and now all of a sudden Arizona is this trendy pick, and I'm thinking I've been on this for a couple of weeks, and now I don't want to pick it because other people are picking them. Like I don't want to pick them now.
They got Khalid Tate, you know.
That's my guy.
And then they play USC and Oregon at home, so that's
schedule set something nice. They returned 9 defensive starters. Now they wasn't any good. They wasn't no damn good. They got 34 points. They gave up 34 points a game, I believe, if I ain't mistaken.
So you're trying bad starters.
So how much does returning 9 starters help you? But in this division again, I mean, you're gonna go to Arizona State with Herm Edwards. USC lost Sam Darnold. The running back, I can't think of the guy's name. He was really good. He went down to Tampa, I believe. UCLA replacing Josh Rosen. I mean, Utah had a terrible season last year. They went 7-6, and then Colorado was 5-7. So, where do you go?
Colorado just, you know, a season off, you know, from what they was, but they still don't have enough talent there, you know, because the year before last, you know, they
were pretty good. Yeah.
But once again, you can look at it. Possibility. That's one of the sleepers. Arizona, you know, with Kevin Sutherland. You know,
and get him Khalil Tate.
It didn't take him too long to get Texas A&M.
Yeah, with Johnny Manziel
moving into the SEC. It didn't take them long at all. You know, getting them aboard and winning. And he has that type of quarterback. You know, you gotta look at Tate. Last year, he burst on the scenes. Had 1,500, almost 1,600 yards, 1,500 yards, almost 1,600 yards in passing and 1,500 yards in rushing. So, you know,
true dual threat.
26 total touchdowns.
True dual threat.
Touchdown. So,
and what's lost, Buck, on him is he completed 62% of his passes. So it's not like he's just inaccurate. He's just such a dynamic runner. He averaged 9.2 yards a carry when he had the ball. He had a 300-yard rushing game.
He won and then won Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week 4 consecutive.
He's out. When I get down to the situation where USC no quarterback, Arizona State, I don't really know what I'm going to get out of Arizona State. Don't know what you're going to get out of UCLA. I just don't. I like Chip Kelly, and he is more of the mindset of his system is better than what his players are because he doesn't have any. The talent level is down, but can his system overcome his talent level? I don't know, but I'm scared to make this pick. I'm still going to make this pick because I see people now are making this pick, and I'm like, I've been landing the weave. Going to pick Arizona on the low key.
I would say that they are a sleeper, but once again, and the X factor for UCLA is their quarterback, you know. Who's going to start?
Who's going to be the quarterback? And USC the same way. They got JT Daniels and a couple of guys. Who's going to be the quarterback? But the media picked Arizona to finish third. They actually picked USC to finish first.
Yeah, they picked USC to finish first. And behind Utah, you know, we're not really talking about Utah, but they also have Utah to finish.
And see, I think that's where it come into where we know what Kyle Whittingham represents at Utah. Like, we got to pick somebody second. Who are we gonna pick? Who are we gonna put second? So I look. When I get to this situation, and it's gonna happen again later. One of my picks I make later, I'm going with the best player, the best player in the South, maybe in the whole Pac-12, besides Bryce Love, is Khalil Tate. So I'm taking Arizona to win the South, and a shocker, I know that many. I'm taking Khalil Tate, first year coach and all. I take Arizona to win the South.
Okay, so I think that, but I'm looking overall with USC. I think the key about USC though, they got some big games at Stanford and at Utah. So, and like I say, it could be a sleeper where Arizona do sneak in there and win that. But once again, coaching and it's two players. I mean, it's a great player and Kevin Sutherland is a great coach.
So but you picking USC?
Yeah, I pick USC.
You picking USC? Look, yeah, it's easy to go with USC, but I don't know what they are. I really don't know what they are without Darnold. You know, they lost some bad games last year with Darnold. Yeah. So I just don't.
Which I think that, you know, I still think Darnold is overhyped. They lost some games because he threw a lot of interceptions.
He led the nation in turnovers.
He threw a lot of interceptions.
So okay, I got Arizona and Washington in my Big 12. My Pac-12 championship, and you got
I see USC and
Washington, USC.
That's right. It easily could be Arizona, and then like I said.
So pick a winner.
The big thing is Washington.
So you got Washington.
I'm going Washington. You know, I think
Washington
has the opportunity to win the Pac-12, and you know, like I say, if they can beat Auburn and they just win the games that they have at home, I think they could easily be there for the national championship playoffs.
I kind of agree with most of that. I'm not buying Washington. Look, I buy the chances of being a playoff team. I'm not, when we get ready to start picking playoff team, which will come later on, I'm not picking Washington to go to the playoffs. I see some trap games in that situation, but I'm gonna pick Washington to win the Pac-12 because if you put my gun in my head, put Washington against Arizona on neutral field, I'm going Washington.
Washington's starting out pretty high, you know.
So they can suffer one loss. They can suffer one loss. Yeah. But I see more than one. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I see more than one. You got Washington over USC. I got Washington over Arizona. Let's move on to the Big 12. Wild conference, man. This is a wild conference. This is a shootout. Bring your offense.
No defense.
If you better bring your offense, because if you don't bring your offense, you'll get embarrassed in this conference. Media obviously picked Oklahoma to finish number one. They picked Kansas State to finish number 2, and they picked Oklahoma State Cowboys to finish number 3. Your overall thoughts of the Big 12 going into the season?
You know, of course, the Big 12, the Oklahoma Sooners, you know, they still got the best offensive line. I think they still gonna have the best running back group, and then the receiving core. You know, I think that, you know, even though they lost Baker Mayfield, just gotta find out who's gonna start for them, either Murray or either Kendall. So that's the biggest thing. And then if, like I say, in the Big 12, defense is not a premium. Michael Stoops, you know, what can he do with his defense? You know, for the Sooners coming back, but West Virginia. You know, let's not forget about West Virginia.
Hey.
One of the biggest and the best defensive lines, you know, over there is going to be West Virginia. You know, they did allow, you know, a lot of rushing yards per game, but they got better. And then they added a transfer, you know, and then Jareer Robinson at 6'2", 275 pounds came from Clemson. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey. He's speaking my language. He just hit my hot button. West Virginia. Yeah. They have a guy. He might be the best quarterback in the country. Yeah. They have a guy who played 11 games last year, threw 34 TD passes and 3,400 yards. I like Will Greer a lot. Now, the one thing I like with Big 12, this schedule, when you're playing 9 conference games, it is brutal. It is brutal. It makes for a treacherous to navigate your way through the schedule. You know, it starts off early. Oklahoma go to Iowa State, and we cannot forget about Iowa State. Iowa State beat Oklahoma last year in Norman, so you know Oklahoma will be looking to get some revenge down in Iowa State. So, you know, just looking at this schedule, I see some tough games. Kansas State at West Virginia. I see TCU at Texas. I see Texas at K-State. You know, K-State at Oklahoma. Texas at Oklahoma State.
So, and that could be the key. Is Texas back? So it's Texas back. You know? With their coach, whether it's his third year down there, so second. Yeah, second year down.
Tom Herman.
Yeah, Tom Herman. Is Texas back? Is TCU a contender? You know what I'm saying? Because the Horned Frogs, you know, they're
traditionally Gary Patterson.
And then once again, I think one of the biggest games will be Oklahoma at West Virginia.
Last game of the season.
you know, at West Virginia.
At West Virginia.
At West Virginia.
Gonna be cold.
Like I say, and Will Grill, like you say, if West Virginia compete, I definitely would see him in New York because he had, 3,500 yards, 34 passing yards, 34 touchdowns. You know, he's their best, the Big 12 best hope for the Heisman Trophy winner. So, you know, but once again, they got to really come to play because the Sooners, you know, even though they're playing in West Virginia, the Sooners are still 3-0, averaging 50.3 points per game.
We know what
Morgantown since the Mountaineers joined the Big 12. So, you know. Because this weekend,
I don't think it's home. I don't think it's home. I don't think about it. Look. I wrestle with this because if West Virginia was a top 50 defense, it wouldn't be a doubt in my mind because they're gonna blow the doors off people. Yeah. Tennessee fans. Week 1. I got a spoiler for you. You're going to get the brakes beat off you by West Virginia. They're going to beat the brakes off you. They're going to put up at least 40. At least 40. But again, they get like Arizona. We just talked about. And it's kind of funny because that's why I'm leading with this pick because both teams don't play no defense. I think West Virginia gave up over 30 points a game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the number right in front of me, but it's just tough. Again, what we expecting out of Texas? TCU, I'm not that high on TCU. They only return 8 total starters. Kenny Hill is gone. 2 offensive starters. I know Gary Patterson is a great defensive coach. I like Texas a lot. You know, 9 offensive starters, 7 defensive starters.
Back. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be one of the sleepers also, along with Iowa State. You know. But my thing is in West Virginia defense, you know, like I said last year, 200 yards
on the ground. That is not winning football. That is not winning football. I agree with you 100%. I mean, what do you think Texas stand with this? I think let me see what the media picked them. The media picked them.
Texas like 6.
About 6. The media picked them 6, so they're not thinking a whole lot. Even though they return a lot of players, because I guess it's like show me before I believe you, I guess kind of thing. Because Oklahoma State with no Mason Rudolph and James Washington is gone, but they still picked them to finish 3rd. So I was really surprised to see that. These schedules are brutal. Everybody get these tough tests. You know, nobody can duck nobody. West Virginia at Texas. You know, Texas at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. I mean, these games are huge. I mean, West Virginia got to go to Iowa State. I mean, these games are sick, man. So, look, it all boiled down to it. I think I know where you're going because we've seen it, proof is in the pudding. Yeah. They do it over and over consistently. Lincoln Riley seems to be one of the brightest young minds in the game at this very moment. So, your Big 12 winner is
Oklahoma. I think you know, even though West Virginia is solid and they got Oklahoma at home, it's just that 3-0. You know, since West Virginia came to the Arizona game in Morgantown, so I don't think it'll be. I think Oklahoma. Then you know, who knows that Oklahoma Texas game, rivalry game. Texas, like I said, Texas really back, so they can possibly upset Oklahoma. And once again, the X factor is Iowa State.
Man, look, again, wrestling with this thing. I could pick Oklahoma. That would be the consensus pick. That would be like the easy pick. Nah, I'm not doing that. I like things very difficult. Cause again, Big 12 defense is optional. You have to play some defense. And I got in trouble with this last year because I picked Oklahoma State. I thought they would improve somewhat. They didn't improve none on defense. They're going to improve. They didn't. West Virginia, can you improve a little bit on defense? I don't know. They got a tough 4-game stretch at the end of the season where it's like Oklahoma, it's like Kansas State, it's like at Texas and Oklahoma State, like 4-game back-to-back to end the season. They get 2 at home and 2 on the road. Again, I'm going with the best player. He has Gary Jennings. He has David Sears. If you don't know who David Sears is, he's one of the best receivers in the country. They are going to light people up offensively again. So I am going with the best player. Probably not the best pick ever, but I'm going with West Virginia. I just like Will Grill. I believe in Will Grill. I don't too much believe in Dana Holgerson at all, but I believe in Will Grill.
See, the thing about it also, you know, Rodney Allenson is back for
yes, that's true.
And West Virginia gave up 200 yards a game and rushing.
You can't get that out your mind.
You can't get. I can't.
That is straight.
I mean, Rodney Anderson, is a Heisman hopeful, and that game could propel him to win the Heisman.
He might go for 4 bills.
He might go for 4. So, and that's going to be the key. How well and then I think Mike Stoops will have that defense for Oklahoma in a little better shape than it was last year.
Which they wasn't horrible given the league you're in, because I mean you're just gonna give us some points, man. These teams are just really, really good offensively, so you're just gonna give us some points. But I think the Bakers are gone. Mason Rudolph is gone. Kenny Hill is gone. Who's the guy left? Who is he? Will Grier is the guy who's left. Carry the mantle, Will Grier. Throw for 45 TDs. Throw for 4,000 yards. Put your team on your back and win the Big 12. That's who I have in the Big 12. I'm gonna open the phone lines up. They are open, so if you want to get in here before we get to the ACC, because I know a lot of you are from this area, so you want to talk ACC football, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that, but I want to open the phone lines up. 864-378-5943, 864-378-5943, as well as you can comment right here. I'm looking right at it so I can see that too before we transition over to the ACC. Before we transition over to the ACC, before we get there, let's change gears just a slight bit. I want to ask you, because I want to ask you about. I know you might not be prepared for this, but I want to talk about some of the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL so far. Because I didn't kill any of those guys. I was high on Josh Rosen. I thought all those guys would be good. I wasn't one of those guys that, man, all these guys stink. Because if you see these first 2 preseason games, these guys look like they belong. All of them look like they can play football. So have you been impressed with even one that stood out more than the other to you so far?
Well, the biggest one, everybody talk about Donald, up in the Jets. He's looking pretty well. But then also, even though Donald's looking pretty well, they got Bridgewater. I think he's looking great also.
I think he's going to get traded. Good trade bait.
Trade bait. So, he's just performing trade bait. But Donald, paying attention to that a little bit, but also the rookies I really haven't, but I have no attention.
I mean, again, I said I was a Josh Rosen guy, but I didn't kill anybody. I thought Baker would be Jeff. I thought he would be Jeff Garcia. People looked at me like, well, that's a good. Jeff had a really good NFL career, but the guy who I was really high on coming into the last college football season, Josh Allen, the guy that I fell in love with, is showing me why I fell in love with him to begin with. The big, strong, strapping young man who can move and to make every throw on the football field. I liked him. And then he had a terrible season. I was off for a little bit. I cooled on him, but I did have him in my mock draft as one of the top quarterbacks. But I like Josh Allen.
But then also, like I said, it's still preseason. A lot of different looks. I mean, not a lot of different looks, a lot of base looks. But I like Jackson. I saw
Lamar.
Play. Lamar played very well. So it's just a matter of time. I think that he might take the reins over. If
I think all these guys end up starting at some. I think Darnold actually starts the season as a starter, and I think now Josh Allen may be the starter because the guy broke his collarbone. I can't think his name right on the tip of my tongue, but he breaks his collarbone, started quarterback presumably. So I think Allen and Darnold start. I think by the end of the season, Josh Rosen's in there. Only guy I think that won't start is Baker Mayfield, because I believe that Tyrod is good enough to lead the team the way they want to go and be a quality starter, and then next season he'll take over. But
and I do think if you're right, I don't think Baker will start either because but he is also, do they sign Dez? If they sign Dez, you got to look at their receiving core. Cleveland, I'm like, if they sign Dez, I know a lot of people are down on Dez, but I still think Dez is a great wide receiver in the league. You combine Landry, Dez, and
if you can get Josh Gordon, and then you add Antonio Callaway to that mix, they got some guys. And Njoku is an absolute freak. I see good things in the Browns' future, man.
Tight end. So that's what So like I said, if they sign, so it's very likely they could have one of the top receivers in the league.
I like Cleveland. I was bullish last year. I thought 4-5 wins. They didn't get none. Yeah. I'm really bullish this year. They're gonna get at least 6.
Yeah, I remember we had that.
They're gonna get at least 6. 6. They may get 7. They're gonna get at least 6. I don't care who the quarterback is. They got a lot of talent on that roster, man. A lot of talent, and they got draft picks next year as well. So, people, a couple years from now, we may be looking at the best team in the AFC. Yeah. Let that sink in.
I know we talk about rookie quarterbacks, but this is a quarterback who is his second year, but he lost a lot of time last year. But Watson's still looking great.
Oh, he looked outstanding. I mean, he just looked like he's mastered the game. Like he's so far ahead of his time. It's unbelievable. So that's a great segue. Let's go to the conference that Deshaun Watson played in and dominated for 2 years, the ACC. Now, if we're talking ACC, the conversation must start and end with the Clemson Tigers. I mean, you know what? We could just cancel the show because I'm picking Clemson to win ACC. We can go home. You know what? We go home for the day. Why yeah. Well, I guess we got to talk about the conference. I mean, I'm afraid to phrase it like this. We're gonna talk about the Atlantic first. Do you have any concerns about? Anything that concerns you about Clemson heading to anything, position, player group, anything concerns you about this team heading to the season?
Clemson, of course, is the toast of the ACC, and right now, my biggest thing is who else would you pick? They're loaded. Von Sweden, the defensive line, basically featured 4 All-Americans, led by Kristen Wick. Tell everybody, watch out for Travis Etienne, right? Etienne, and possibly Heisman Trophy runner. They're gonna have, but I think they're gonna have a tandem right now because they're, Feaster's been there for a while now, so it's third year, fourth year.
Yeah, third year.
So he's been there for a while, and so I think they're gonna have a real good tandem at running back. That's why, and then the receivers, the receivers, they're loaded. They bring Renfro back, to lead that receiving core. And so everybody, is like, okay, the big question is at quarterback.
There's no question.
Big question.
There's no question.
Yeah, and there's no question. That's the key. With that running game that they have, and with the receivers they have, what you mean no questions? Do you think Mr. Bryant stays there at quarterback? There is no question. He should be starting because with the offensive mindset that they do have with the receiver and the running game in that defensive front, you shouldn't put that defense in a situation that will cause them to lose games. If I think you play that freshman, you will put that defense in a situation that will cost them games.
I ask concern because, see, to me, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Now, I think Kelly should be the quarterback and will be the quarterback. I said a concern. That's not a concern. I don't care. I don't give a damn which one on back there. It does not matter. It does not matter. They are too good.
That's the key, though. It may matter because, only thing that can derail Clemson is Clemson.
Yes.
So, and I can see, just by reading some of the posts and everything from what some of the players are saying, I think it will definitely split the locker room a little bit if Kelly don't start.
Yes.
And I can see that. So that's the only thing. That's what I'm saying. Not about a concern, but what I'm saying, if you make that move looking for the future, where you have a chance and an opportunity where this guy did take you to the playoffs last year, and you just had a bad draw in Alabama, you know what I'm saying? But they're bringing back a lot of talent. And so I would stick with what I had and bring back a lot of talent and just do like Alabama did. If something happened and if you get a chance at the national championship,
and if he's not,
you can make that change and that guy come in and do what that freshman did for Alabama, then great.
Absolutely. I just and I usually don't have a problem with Clemson fans. We don't cross paths. We don't play each other. They're very respectful of me. I'm very respectful of them. But some of the damn fans got my nerves this summer. I had to just call them out. Like, you people got my damn nerves. Yeah. It's a spring game. And y'all just forget how good Kelly Bryant was. Like, this guy was absolutely sensational. I mean, he won the first road game for the starter. He checked every box. Okay, first road game against Louisville, gets a Heisman Trophy winner. Went there and shut the whole crowd down. Went Virginia Tech, Blacksburg gonna be tough for him. Stomped the mud hole in them. Walked it dry. Got to the ACC championship. Just beat Miami till they stole something. And then people just want to focus on the Alabama game. And then I watched the Alabama game. I rewatched it again and again because I want to watch it over and over again. If you think that the reason you lost was because of Kelly Bryant, then you don't know a damn thing about football. Not nothing. Because the few plays that they did make, he made them. With his feet or extending plays. Your offensive line didn't do crap. ETN got knocked out of the game. You had no running game whatsoever. And I told you going to that game that Clemson couldn't run it against Bama. They had the 7th ranked passing offense, but the 2 years even with Deshaun was there, they didn't run the ball well. It was some plays from Deshaun that he made, but they beat them because of the greatness of Deshaun Watson and the rest of those offensive players, Mike Williams and Jordan Leggett and the, Wayne Gardner's of the world, Artavius Scotts. They didn't have those guys. They had Deion Kane and Ray McLeod. Those were the guys. No tight end to speak of whatsoever. And you not beating Alabama one-handed. You couldn't run the ball. You're not beating Alabama as Renfro of your target. They took Micah Fitzpatrick, who was their best corner, and put him on little Renfro. And Deion Kane could do nothing. Nothing. But if you think that Clemson would have beat Alabama last year with anybody else at quarterback, then you are sadly mistaken. I'm sorry. But Kelly Bryant should be the starting quarterback. He will be the starting quarterback. We'll see how it goes the rest of the season because they're going to beat the brakes off people. So Trevor Lawrence will get plenty of snaps, plenty of reps. So if we know Clemson's #1 team in this division, who is the #2 team in this division? The media picked Florida State. Who is the best? Who is the second best team in the ACC Atlantic?
Well, you got I would say FSU. But once again, what Taggart. His biggest decision is going to be up on the center, So, and one of the big things about that, so how would Taggart come to Florida State? And I think he's going to have a look, even though he's out there at Oregon, in the Pac-12, I think now, he's going to have to really show that he can coach because I think he's going to be up on a lot of pressure with, for Florida State, but. The key thing is, and I think one of the sleepers is Wake Forest.
Really?
Wake Forest is going to be one of the sleepers in that division.
Dave Clawson.
They beat North Carolina State last year. Louisville last season. They lost to Clemson and Florida State just by an average of 10.5 points per game. I mean, from that game.
I like that.
So I think they returned a lot of players, and I think they're gonna be a sleeper. I'm not saying they're gonna win anything, but they could be a sleeper.
But you're saying
they could be an X factor against some of these teams. Because even though Clemson, I think they only lost 2 division games last 4 years. But they did slip up.
Let that sink in.
They did slip up last year.
Against Syracuse.
So it's a possibility that the same thing happened. And then they escaped the year before that against North Carolina State. So it's never they want to play the game. It's never easy. But for me, I look at Boston College. I like Boston College a lot. Steven Dalio, they bring back 10 offensive starters, and they bring back my guy, man. This guy here, A.J. Dillon, the running back, 240 pounds, 6-foot Mack truck. We ran for 1,500 yards last year as a freshman. I like Boston College. They had a solid defense. They was in the top 50, I think, in total yardage, points allowed as well. I like Boston College. Even they beat their brakes off Florida State last year, 38-3, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of like the schedule, how it sets up. NC State lost too much on defense. Yeah, they only bringing 2 back. They bringing 2 defensive starters back. They lost that whole defensive line that featured Bradley Chubb and some of those guys. But I like Ryan Lindley. You're not gonna say like you said before. They're bringing probably the best player, Ryan Finley.
I like Ryan. I don't think he's the best player though. I don't think he's the best. You talking about that whole in the division or that conference?
Not in maybe not in a conference, but maybe in a division.
I like AJ Dillon. Yeah. I like Dillon and then whoever else on Clemson team. The next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players on that team. Yeah. They are absolutely loaded, man. Florida State is a huge question mark for me for Florida State. They returning only 4 stars on defense. I don't know who the quarterback's gonna be. It seemed like Blackman posted something on Twitter, like as if he's indicating that he's gonna be the guy. Yeah. This new system.
His health is still in question, so I think that's why. So I think Blackman will start, and then you still have Cam Akers at Florida State.
I like Cam. I like Kansas. I don't like their line. I hate their O line stinks. They haven't had a good O line in 6, 7 seasons. They have no receivers to speak of that are worthy of my attention at all. I think they're in for a mediocre season. I think Boston College, maybe NC State, are better than Florida State. Now, they could come out and prove me completely wrong because, again, they have recruited better than the two teams I mentioned, but that didn't stop Boston College from dropping 38 of them last year. That didn't stop NC State. That didn't stop any of those teams from beating them. And I think those, NC State lost a lot, but I'm not high on Florida State as some people may be because the namesake says they should be better.
But what really else? I know you're high on Boston College. I'm high on Wake Forest.
I like Wake Forest. They close.
Anything else,
that's a good pick.
Anything else, I don't know. But of course, that doesn't matter because I think Clemson, definitely win the Atlantic with ease. So, Clemson.
Yeah. So we both pick. Obviously, I mean, I told you we could end the show right there because we picking Clemson, and it doesn't matter who we pick to win the Coastal. It really doesn't matter. We're gonna get into it, but it really doesn't matter. The media picked Miami, and I told you people last year, and I'm gonna tell you damn people again. Miami are freaking frauds. Fraudulent. Look up the word fraudulent and you find Miami. That's who they are. The schedule sets up nice last year. That's why they had the record that they did. It sets up pretty nice this year. So you look at that, how you handicap that ACC Coastal. I mean, a lot of people, obviously Miami's the trendy pick in this division, but every year, this is like, we used to call it the Wheel of Death because you didn't know who was coming out of the Coastal. I still don't know. I got a pick, but I don't know who coming. You got it.
It's going to be Miami and Virginia Tech. I think that's going to be a team with a sleeper, as Pittsburgh possibly being a sleeper to get in there. But you got who's going to start for which quarterback going to be the best? I think that's going to win this division. Is Malik Rozier going to be better? Is through that development? Is Jackson? Is Josh Jackson?
We don't know his situation at Virginia Tech. Yeah. He has gotten some issues off the field. It was talk that he was leaving school, so I don't even know where we stand with Josh Jackson at this very moment.
Yeah, but latest I had, but that's going to be the key. Who's going to be there? Josh Jackson. Who's going if he comes out to play? Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech came on strong. They got a pretty solid squad. So. It's up to me, Miami, Virginia Tech, with Pittsburgh being a sleeper. Pittsburgh always play tough, but I know you're really, really, like Miami. But they had that. I think Mark Richt was on ahead of his schedule. Of down there. I think he's ahead of his schedule, and I think Miami. I think Virginia Tech. Really. Solid squad, how Virginia Tech play. But some of the key games, Miami do go to Virginia Tech on November 17th, so they'll play there. And Virginia Tech turns around and have to go to Florida State and play. So, that's going to be key also. So.
Look, man, I don't even know where to begin with this mess. Because I was out here for the last 2 days when I was making my prediction. You know what I kept telling myself? Anybody but Miami. How can I pick anybody other than Miami? I'm looking at Pitt's schedule, which is nice because they don't play Clemson or Florida State. Yeah. They have both of them, but they don't have the talent, I don't believe, to maintain that through the season. I really want to pick them. I even looked at Virginia. I like Bronco Mendenhall, but they don't have the talent either. But anybody but Miami. Then I got to some team I was like, a team I really hate every year. I really hate. But I had to reevaluate myself because I want to pick somebody other than Miami. Yeah. Georgia Tech.
The reason that I said Pitt's gonna be a sleeper. Pitt's gonna play Penn State September 8th. Then they're gonna play Notre Dame. So
they got a tough schedule. Non-conference.
But before they would get to Virginia Tech and before they would get to Miami, they're gonna already be in the spotlight. They already been.
They're gonna kind of know
tough games, so
what you're getting from them.
You're gonna know what you're getting from then on. When they play Penn State and when they play Notre Dame, they gonna have a test already to see what they can. So if they play in those games well, they already gonna be in the spotlight. Then when they come to play those guys, Virginia Tech and Miami,
especially they can win one of those two of those games. But the team that I landed on, Georgia Tech.
And Georgia Tech, I think Paul Johnson's in trouble this year. I think if he don't win this year, I think he's done.
They lost a lot of starting defense, but they bring back 9 offensive starters, including Tyquan, the quarterback. I like Georgia Tech, and I hate their offense. I hate their style of play. I hate everything. They are the Virginia Cavaliers of football, so I hate them. I hate their style of play. But you know what? I'm stubborn, and I hate Miami even more. So I couldn't even pick Miami. You know, I know they're probably gonna win this garbage division, but I'm not picking Miami. Okay, I'm just not gonna do it. Anybody but Miami. Matter of fact, I got them finishing 3rd in the ACC Coastal. How you like that, Miami fan? How you like that, Miami fan? We back, you back. Turnover chain my ass. Who do you Miami fan? Where you at anyway? I need to see you people, cause y'all was all on my show last year. All of you. Turnover chain. And I told you people. Y'all
have the game changers though, you know, on defense. Though,
they
man,
do.
You know,
they got a few players. It's Miami. They got
Jaquan Johnson and Shaq Quartermain. So you know they do have.
They got some players.
Some players, and so and that's the biggest thing. They got some players. Like I said, I think they was ahead of themselves. That's why those guys for the U was pumping their chest. But and at one point I was like, oh yeah, Miami's looking good because he was ahead of his schedule. I think, and I think this year.
Is that the wrong with pumping your chest? Look, I was having fun with the guys, but the schedule set up nicely, and maybe it was by design. I mean, the AC is trash to begin with. I mean, the AC Coastal is trash to begin with. But maybe you said non-comfortable that certain way. But I knew. I had 2 guests here last year doing the AC preview show. We all sat here and did over and under, and we all had at least 11 wins because the schedule said it would be that way. And again, this schedule is still easy because you get no Clemson, you avoid Clemson again, you get Florida State at home. So
and that's the key, and that's why I talked to you about the ACC. I know everybody. The ACC. Yeah, Clemson is the only thing in the ACC. I'm sorry, that's the only thing in the ACC. Like I told you last year.
Fighting word.
Like I told you last year. UCF could be any of these teams at ACC except for Clemson. That's the bottom line. And possibly would have gave Clemson a good game. But you look at it, just like you talking about. We're talking about Miami. We were reaching to try to find out who's going to win the Coastal. I even said Pittsburgh is a sleeper. But understandably, Pittsburgh will get pounded by Penn State and they're going to get embarrassed by Notre Dame. So, and I got them as a sleeper in the ACC Coastal. So that just tells you how horrible the ACC is. And I'm just sitting here going to tell the truth. Who else? We're looking at Florida State as number 2. Okay.
Oh, totally.
That's about it. And then it's an embarrassment. While I look at this top 25, they got Clemson.
That's the AP.
ACC, and then they got Miami. Miami should be ranked because of what they did last year, but after 3 straight losses, But then they also got Florida State and Virginia Tech ranked, in the division. And like I say, a lot of, the top 25. And because it's the ACC, but most of those teams on this in the ACC is not top caliber.
They're not top caliber team. Because you look at last season, those Florida, they ranked because the name say because they went 7-6. Yeah. I mean, Virginia Tech struggled down the stretch. I think they were 7-6 as well, somewhere around that range. I mean, there are no second option that you can look say, man, this team can win 9-10 games. Because I don't believe even if Florida State has they're not getting the 9-10. They're not getting the 10 wins. This team is not getting the 10 wins. There's no way they get the 10 wins. No way, no how. And I don't think Miami gets a 10 win this year either. I think they go 9-3, but if that. And they probably will win this division, but I'm not picking them. I'm picking Georgia Tech. I'm picking Paul Johnson and that outfit that I love so much. Not really.
See, Paul Johnson, I really think Paul Johnson, this is last year. I think he's on the block.
Georgia Tech fans love mediocrity. They enjoy going 75, 8-4, 6-6, 5-7, 3-9, 4-8. They enjoy that, man. Then he'll give you 1 11-win season because he went to the playoff. I mean, not the playoff. He went to the AC Championship 1 year and won it. Went to a big bowl game. He did that twice. So he's been at 9 seasons. But yeah.
But the last 3 seasons, he's 17-19.
They like mediocrity. That's the definition of mediocrity.
One of the biggest things, Georgia is pulling in all the top
killing them
because of that offensive style.
Yeah, absolutely. And the academics play something into it too. That's a tough school to get into.
Tough school to get into. Yeah, very tough.
But I agree with you, man. Georgia Tech should be. They have won that championship in their school history. This school program should be way more dynamic. This is mid-town Atlanta we're talking about.
But you do have, even though it's a hard school to get in, you're losing a lot of top talent out of Georgia because of that. That offense is killing them. That's just the bottom line.
Man, you could bring
wide receivers want to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Could you imagine somebody running spread at Georgia Tech, running a spread offense, up-tempo offense at Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
You get those Georgia kids because you can sway them a little bit from Georgia with that, but you ain't swaying nobody to come play in that mess. Nobody.
No wide receivers. You know, no
running backs.
Good running back. You know,
no quarterbacks. Not who want to throw the ball because it's gonna just be 6-foot guy that running around like Taekwon, which I love. I love Taekwon, but this offense stinks. Yeah. I hate this offense, but I'm picking Georgia Tech to win the damn ACC Coastal. But it don't really matter because whether you got Clemson, my back, you can put Clemson against the whole entire ACC Coastal and make a team of them players, and Clemson would beat them. That's where that's what my mind is. So you got Clemson versus Miami in the ACC championship.
Yeah, Clemson versus Miami.
I got Clemson versus the whole ACC. I'm just kidding. I got Clemson versus Georgia Tech on a rematch and a regular season matchup. They play every year. So that's the thing that sucks for Georgia Tech. If they didn't have Clemson on the schedule, I would really be confident in them getting there because that would be one less loss because they're going to lose to Clemson. They're going to get the brains beat out by Clemson because Brent Venables has figured that damn option out, which is, thank God somebody did. Look at this guy.
If he had figured out, then everybody else would figure it out.
You know, I've always said, you know, usually they struggle against teams when they have a long layoff between. You can study, but Brent has figured it out, and now you put Clemson with the better athletes who are smart players. It's a wrap. The only reason you beat these better athletic teams is because they don't think and they're not smart, and you can outsmart teams with offense. Once you get the better athlete to understand what his damn job is, which I never understood because I played against a bunch of freaking option teams in high school, and do your damn job and read your keys. It is a simple offense if you read your keys and do your damn job. So once you get top 10 caliber defensive linemen and these linebackers that Clemson has right now, and you play smart and read your keys, they will beat Georgia Tech by 30 every time they play them from here until whenever they decide not to beat them no more. That's how it's lopsided. It'll never be close again. And we'll get to some other stuff in a few minutes. Hey, phone lines are open. Hey, man, you want to comment? Man, it's football season. You people are supposed to be calling in. I know some of you ACC fans out there waiting for tomorrow, but ACC, where you at, man? This guy said, I love Georgia Tech offense. Why? Why? I mean, we know they had Calvin Johnson. We know they had Demarius Thomas. We get it. I mean, they had some really nice players come out of that. We get it. That's fine. What has it done for them? You talking about two players,
17 and 19.
Yes. What are you bringing up? Play like this the rule. That's the exception.
17 and 19 in the last 3 seasons, and the best team that been in the ACC in the last 3 seasons. You got to really think about it. Is Clemson. Georgia Tech would have had some of the talented Georgia players and possibly stolen some of the Florida players. Mm-hmm. You could be winning. That offense is just not getting there.
It'll never get there, and
it did when Paul Johnson first got there. It was lovely but now it have changed. The athletes have changed. You need a good quarterback, and
you got to spread the field. You can't play like that.
You can't play like that.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys who like Paul Johnson for whatever reason they do. This offense is trash. I don't mind Navy running it because you don't have the athletes or the horses. You have to run. You have to. Air Force. You guys have to run this offense. They don't have these type of athletes. But I feel bad for Georgia Tech fans. Like again, this program has won a national championship. You are in the heart of downtown Atlanta, and you have to subject your fans to this crappy ass offense. Similar to Virginia in basketball, but I'm not going to even get into that damn nonsense. That's another topic for another day. But I think we both make it clear that Clemson's going to win this conference.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler. They're going to be in my playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler.
They should be. I mean, like, really.
Spoiler.
We're talking about Miami, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh, Duke, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Virginia. Nobody in Coastal can beat them in the ACC championship game. And then you got Clemson, you got Florida State, North Carolina State, Louisville, Wake Forest, Boston College, Syracuse. And I put Wake Forest.
I like Dave Clawson. That's really
one to sleep.
That's really keen of you. That was a bowl team last year.
Yeah, bowl team last year. And Syracuse is number 7, which I will be at that game, watching that game on the 50-yard line. Yes.
You going to that game in Clemson this year? You gonna be in Tiger Stadium this year?
Yes,
okay.
With my South Florida Bull hat.
Wow, you may not make it alive. You may not make it out of there. But they don't care. It was South Carolina. You good? But I think we both agree. Clemson. I got Clemson over Georgia Tech. You got Clemson over Miami. Pac-12. I got Arizona over I got Washington over Arizona. You got Washington over USC.
Yes, yeah.
Big 12. I have West Virginia. You have Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So there's the conference in a nutshell. You guys want to get in, man? We're gonna stay here for a few more minutes because we're gonna get some bold predictions for each conference. Some bold. I want bold predictions from you from each conference. Give me some bold predictions. We're gonna get to that. 864-378-5943. I know you're out there. 864-378-5943. You gotta be out there. It's football season. You gotta be anxious and chomping at the bit. Season is about to start. 12 days away from the first Saturday. So I'm like a kid in a candy store. You know, I'm giddy. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock tomorrow, SEC and Big Ten. You know, we'll run through all the teams just like we did tonight for the ACC, Pac-12, and Big 12, and the Big Ten as well. But we're going to get some bold predictions in here, and we don't get no phone calls. Bold predictions for each conference. Let you think about that for a second, because I'm going to put you on the spot.
No,
so
I got some
I'm going to let you
predictions.
think of some bold predictions. And I'm going to look, like I said, I'm going to get into the bold prediction as well. It could be a team accomplishment. It could be an individual accomplishment. It could be, just make it bold. Just make it bold. So, you know, if you wait, I'm gonna start with ACC because this was already right on me since we started ACC.
ACC, okay.
I'm gonna start at ACC because I'm already right here and it's already on my tongue, and I'll let you go where you want to go with it. ACC, the Clemson Tigers will beat every conference opponent by double digits. They will beat every conference opponent by at least double digits. That's my bold prediction.
That's your bold prediction.
That's my ACC bold prediction.
I kind of already made the prediction, but Paul Johnson will be fired at the end of the year. That's my bold prediction because as I look at, as you look, you gotta think about, like you said, Georgia Tech have won championship. Georgia Tech has been a
stable program. They have had great teams
doing anything, and with just like a live stream about Clemson when I said, man, the ACC is down. And Clemson, if you can't win in the ACC with Duke and
North Carolina State
was winning their division, I was like, if you can't win then when the conference is down, and I think the conference is down right now because the only powerhouse you have is Clemson and Georgia Tech. If Georgia Tech was able to keep some of those Georgia players, steal some of those Florida players, like you said, and I think they will be, because I don't think Georgia Tech do anything, and I think that he get fired. That's for the ACC.
Big 12. I'm gonna say that for later. I'm gonna go Pac-12. I don't think it's really a bold prediction. That is a bold prediction. Khalil Tate will be the first quarterback to rush for 2,000 yards and throw for 2,000 yards in the same season.
In this conference, that's, I don't think it's a bold prediction. But actually, I know I wasn't high, but I think Arm makes a bowl game.
That was what did
ASU.
What did they do? I got it right here somewhere. I lost it. Oh, right here. They were 7-6 last year, so they went to a bowl game last year. So
it was a bowl game, so I think he makes a move. The big key is on September the 8th. Let's watch what they do against Michigan State. Let's see what Horn can do against Michigan State.
It's gonna be a good game. It's some good early season matchups. I like it. I get ready for it. Well, Big 12. I think I made the fact that my West Virginia pick, that's probably the boldest you can get already. That's pretty damn bold. But I'll go even a step further. Will Grill will win the Heisman Trophy. That's my bold prediction for the Big 12. I am high on Will Grill.
Yeah, and because West Virginia, they're going to be wide open, so that's a great pick, but great prediction. And with me, once again, horrible defense. Let's watch Justin Hill. Justin Hill makes a run for the Heisman because that's the only thing Oklahoma State got, and he will be getting a lot of touches.
Get the rock, hope that rock Justin Hill, because there's no more Mason Rudolph and James Washington. Get them touches.
To get those touches.
Get them touches.
Big numbers.
I think Khalil Tate will also be
numbers because of the defense that's in the Big 12.
Khalil Tate will also be in the Heisman race as well. He will be a Heisman. He will. I ain't gonna say finalist. He will be pushing to it. I mean, if they get to the Pac-12 championship, he will be in. He'll be a finalist. Absolutely, be a finalist. If he does what I say, he's gonna do 2,000 passing yards, but I think he'll go for 2,500 yard passes and 2,000 rushing yards, which would be. I don't think it's ever been done in history of football. That would be outstanding feat. A few seconds. I mean, any more a phone. I would like to have a phone call. If I can't get that, it's okay. Cause I'll be back here. I'll be back again tomorrow. Maybe some of you guys will call in and you can ask some stuff about the ACC and Pac-12, Big 12 tomorrow as well too. It's not a big thing, but we're gonna focus mainly on SEC and Big 10 tomorrow. That's for the reigning, defending, current. I ain't gonna say undisputed national champion because they're not undisputed, but they are the reigning, defending national champ. Alabama Crimson Tide reside in. Your runner-up reside in that conference as well, and also my team resides in that conference. And the Big 10, which I think has the best conference, top to bottom, in the whole all of America. We'll be discussing that as well tomorrow on the show. So, but Thomas, any last word before we get on out of here?
Well, last word. Once again, thanks for inviting me. So, look forward to coming again. And love this college football. One of the biggest things. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about the AAC. But look out for my South Florida Bulls.
You get that in, get that cheap plug in. Get that cheap plug in.
Get my South Florida Bulls, right?
You know what? UCF, South Florida, and Florida Atlantic going to have something to say about a lot of things. I'm looking forward to Florida Atlantic. I think they play UCF this year. Yes. I'm looking forward to that matchup. I think Florida Atlantic plays somebody else is really good. Oklahoma, I think, if I ain't mistaken. So I'm looking forward to see what Lane Kiffin can do. I'm looking forward to see how UCF respond without Scott Frost. And,
And one thing about the AAC and you can tell the big conferences are stealing all the coaches. They get some good coaches
take them
in the AAC, and they come down there and spread their wings. I just hope that they can start keeping some of those guys because talent. A lot of the AAC is in Florida, so they're still getting a lot of Florida players.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in to the show. I will see you tomorrow night, man, for an all-new edition. Sentell Sentell SEC Big 10 preview extravaganza. Hopefully we get more phone calls and get more comments. Hey, he just mentioned your cousin mentioned something about some tickets down. Your nephew mentioned tickets down in South Florida. How high they were. I don't know why they're so high. Why they high? But anyway,
why they high?
And again,
up and coming.
This has been Sentell. I'm your boy, the sensational Sentell Wideman. For my man Buck Thomas, I will see you tomorrow. I am out.